Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the Purple Rain Minute on podcastjuice.net. My name is Michael Dean, and joining me today is Mr. Ant Pooh. So how are you?
I'm doing good. Feeling this movie and ready to get into discussing it.
All right, and up next, Big Sexy and Saxer. How are you?
Well, actually, I'm doing quite well, old boy. How are you?
You're very good, chappy. I don't know. I lost it. There you go.
Smashing, old boy.
There you go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to album hour. Whoa, you gotta love it. Minute number 5. How about that? We'll get it together, and let's just get things crack-a-lating, as we used to say back in the day. Minute number 5. Again, Morris, to me, anytime he's on this movie so far, he's kind of stealing the show a little bit. He's, his comedic timing and presence is undeniable. And so, this part I love. You just get to see him walking in the club again. They really want you to understand that Morris is that dude. He looks sharp. He's escorted about 2 or 3 girls. He's the man. He just come up in the club. He comes to his partners. He gets a drink. They had a drink waiting for him, right? Walks over to Morris. Walks over to Jesse, Jelly Bean, and it's just like, man, we gonna kill him. Like we about to tear this bitch up tonight. That's my dude, man. Morris was that guy. I think one part about it to me is that Morris was, he was an exaggerated character, but I think he was closer to a character that a lot of people could relate to. Like, he was the man of the streets, but you could understand him. You're like, well, he's a cool ass dude. He kind of got that pimp player vibe, and he's sort of as a lot of people want to be like, that's that dude right there. And so being that this was, a black movie, obviously it went on to be a big giant thing, but I mean, in terms of that character, you could relate to him, as opposed to Prince was just on some other stuff. He was different, totally new. And I just think Morris was that street. I guess they would, in the boardroom, like, well, he's a streetwise guy. Yeah, he's from the streets. So, but he really played that authentically. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he just can't. And again, he's not an actor. Right? These guys haven't been in anything before. So him to have such a natural presence on the screen, he's essentially playing himself, which he is. But I mean, he's really like, you could tell like he's a person that has such charisma. But what makes it even funny, and my time is almost up here, is that it's interesting that you wonder how much of the charisma is him, or how much of charisma is shared with Prince, because of course, under Cherry Moon, Prince essentially is playing that same character, right? I think you alluded in the last minute about this, but the Christopher Tracy character and the Morris Day character are very alike in terms of their swag and their speaking and the way that they act. They know they the shit. It's that Jamie Starr sort of vibe. So it's very interesting to watch. But again, Morris plays it perfectly. Big Sexy, what's some of your observations from this minute?
Again, when I see the footage in First Avenue, it takes me back to my days before college, when I was working with local sound companies in the Bay Area, and we'd go to clubs like this, like the Keystone, Old Waldorf, things like that, and you can see all the smoke, and you just feel the vibe, and the music is too loud for the space. It's great, and then you walk in, we see Apollonia walk up. Can I see the manager? Get out of here. And a couple of guys had beef, and then Chick had to regulate them. And again, like you said about Morris, he walks in, a couple of ladies, drink in hand. We're going to kill him. And that alone sent out a message to the viewer, like, Morris may be humorous, but he's also confident, and he's ready to play his part in the battle of the bands that we've got going on here. And when you cut back to Prince, it's like you said, Prince is not someone I've ever seen before. because he's up on stage. He's got the little hand thing, ooh, and you got the girl in front wearing eye makeup. I'm like, what the hell? I mean, this is not a Kiss concert, but she's got the eye makeup on. You got other people in there with a lot of the heavy mascara, and it's like a whole separate vibe in the club. And Morris is in there, not intimidated at all. Now, I must admit, if another band is doing some type of weird, not weird, I don't say weird, but some type of different thing like that you don't see at that time, it would kind of shake me a little bit. So I'll be thinking, what the hell are these guys doing? But Morris is so confident. His band is right there. They're ready to put in the work. They're not shaking at all.
Yeah, no. And it's interesting if you really just look at their styles are entirely different. Like Prince is on, he's a rock guy. He's let's go crazy. And these guys are the total opposite. They're R&B, funk. They're in suits. They almost don't even fit in that club. If they don't really show a lot of the different shots to show this, but their style is totally different from like you just described what we've seen so far in the movie. More new wave and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And they're totally like, they would be if this was the record store, Prince would be over in rock pop section. These guys would be in black music section. And when you think about when you go into clubs, there's usually types of clubs, right? They playing dance music, or they playing hip hop, or they playing, R&B, or no, they're playing, whatever, pops or rock shit or whatever. So it's interesting that 1984, this Minneapolis club, I don't know how much that's reality. Obviously, it's not reality, but the fact that you would have essentially a black group like the Time would be the shit in that club. I don't know if in reality that would happen, but it's just interesting looking back at it now. You never even think about this when you watch the movie, but we're just like dissecting it. KaNisa, are you back with us?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. Any observations for you for this minute?
Yeah, I noticed the girls that were walking Morrison had natural hair, and I was like, yes, that is me. And I can be that, but maybe for Prince instead.
Nice. All right. Mr. Ampu.
Yeah, I don't want to take it too far back, but I've been meaning to say this for the past 2 minutes, and we get a little bit of Bobby Z's playing in the background. I got to give that man props. I've been sleeping on him for the better part of 33 years, and he's right over Prince's shoulder, and I'm seeing him hit all of these drum cues, and I know they're lip syncing. I know they're not playing live, but just seeing him work that drum and then hit all of his dance beats, I just got to give that man props. He's one of his baddest drummers. The other thing is with Morris and the Time, when they come on stage, when they come into the film, he's walking in, and I see the Time group members that are there: Jerome, Jelly Bean, Jesse, and the thing. What was that?
You didn't see Jimmy.
No, I said Jerome, Jelly Bean, and Jesse.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm reading Dwayne Tudell's book, and he's recalling what was going on around that session, how there was that dissension because Prince fired Jimmy and Terry, and Monty left, and he brought in these new members, and Morris is kind of upset. And I just now looking back on it now, just seeing who he's around with his Time members, I'm like, I don't see the other 3 new members there. So that's just kind of, clicking in my head like, oh yeah, that's right. Because those were his boys. Those were part of the original 7, not those new guys. I don't know how deliberate that was, or it just happened like that. And then the other thing that I definitely like was, not that I like, what I want to call out is Big Chick need to get fired. You got one job, my brother, from another. And how you okay, yes, she hot, but how you let her sneak in? I mean, I get it. I mean, I get you got 2 guys fighting. You need to go wreck shop over there. But, dude, you can't close that door first before you gonna handle that? They gonna still be over there. You gonna whip that ass when you get there. So I'm just saying, yeah, you need to be fired for that. It worked out good for Billy, but still.
Now, did they ever say where Apollonia was from on that card? I'm trying to remember.
No, but she did tell Prince she was from New Orleans.
Well, see, there you go. So Big Chick and them, they in Minneapolis. They not probably, it's not the bum rush and, you know, the real sort of, you know, the gate crashes like that element, probably, they don't really probably deal with that. Now, from New Orleans, Apollonia, you know, there's probably a different type of, you know what I'm saying? Like, they not used to, because you know how we can get into places, you know what I'm saying? Like, if this was New York or something, that door would have been shut. And you're like, nah, back off, sis, you know, and then they would have. So he probably not used to the game. That's how I look at it. Like, they wasn't really ready for Apollonia from New Orleans coming there. With obviously she got a lot of game. Like, she plays innocent in this movie, but these first few minutes, you can see she's definitely from the street. Like, she's kind of a thief. Like, you know.
Kind of a thief.
She's you know what I'm saying. She probably was boosting. They probably had some scenes where she was boosting stuff. They cut that, but you know, so she, you know, she's a, you know, she's not as nice girl as you think. Like, obviously she knows how to play the games.
Light fingers.
Yes, you know, she ran out on the cab, dude.
Yep.
And now she know how to sneak up in that club. And what was she really trying to do? She was trying to game them to let her in anyway. Like, she know how to run game. Like, oh, come on, I'm here to see. And you ain't here to see nobody. I need to watch my language.
Well, one thing I wanted to just point out, I love how in this movie Prince brought like all of his friends and I don't know about family, but all the crew with him in this experience, like all of his bands. He's got some ex-girlfriends in here. It's just like everybody's here to be part of this. And I appreciate how he kind of did that a lot in these years. But really
cool.
Always.
That is cool. Yeah. What's well, we'll show her later. We'll come up to the young lady later.
But one thing I wanted to piggyback on what Mark was saying as far as, you know, the packed club and whatnot. You know, for me, when I watched this movie, I'd say up until 2010, when I actually saw First Ave, I thought this club was freaking huge. They had the double barrier glass, the double barrier glass doors. They had this area over there where we about to meet, where Jill meets Apollonia. They had the stage. They had they had the balcony. It looked huge to me, and it looked like, for me, because I have no perception of audience size, I thought there was easily 5,000 people in there. I mean, you got to give the director props, the way he shot this, the way he filmed it, that he made this thing look freaking huge, like it was an arena, at least to me. Maybe my depth perception is off, but I thought First Ave was a huge freaking club.
All right. I can feel that. And, yeah, man, shout out to Apollonia's boots, man. She needs to get something stronger or something. Like, that door wasn't that wide open, but there you go. And, yeah, shout out to Big Chick, man. R.I.P., man. Like, he did his thing. He let you know, though, that he was the wrong one. And so if you saw this movie, picked up two dudes, slam up against the wall, you can run up on Prince if you want to. But they got some weight for you. So you were the original Debo, man. Like, if you look back, that's the last thing I'll say. I look back at Prince, though. Prince was like, he wasn't no joke, man. Like, even back then, like, you had the big muscled cat. Like, yeah, it's real over here. Like, don't let the and all that fool you. Like,
blouses.
Yeah, I got people on the payroll that have put in that work, and I love that he always kept Big Chick with him, like, just to let you know, like, yeah, I'm that guy. Nah. But he had them dudes. He had a goon. Like,
yeah, he was a lover, not a fighter.
Yeah, like, I love that. Like, he was probably the only person I can think of in that era, rock star, that had a goon, like, early on. So Prince was real. He was no joke, man. You know what
Damn it, that could be a Chappelle Show skit. Prince just sick of Big Chick on people.
First goon on the deck, on squad. His squad was, like I said, he had the first squad that was really in our era that was putting in work. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this minute. Of course, check us out. I don't say this enough. Check us out on Patreon. Get on here and help support the show. If this is YouTube that you're listening to, also, if you haven't already, subscribe and hit the notification so that you can get, when I mean notification, you got a little bell that you see there. That'll let you know when the next show is coming up. But we always appreciate you guys listening and helping us out and being a part of this and sharing this With that said, work it like a job. We will see you next time. Peace.